Drake here with the Lewis County Scoop. Today I've got Eric Miller on with Miller Contracting, and he's going to talk asphalt. And hold on, I'm at that four-way stop in Lewistown. Talk about something that needs asphalt repair. Anyway, we've got Eric Miller on today with Miller Contracting. All right, well, got Eric Miller here today with Miller Contracting, and you specialize in a couple things: dust control and asphalt.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, okay.
Normally we do a lot of asphalt, chip and seal. Been in the business for over 3 decades. But here in Lewis County, we have over 500 square miles of gravel road alone. And people do call me and ask over the years about doing dust control. I don't want to run the litigant the tree sap through my equipment too hard to clean, or I don't want to run calcium chloride through it. But with people's request, there is an SS1H that we can run down through. It's an emulsion asphalt cut down to sink in, stabilize the base, and suppress the dust. It works, I think, even better because it gets hard. It'll even help when it get wet and potholes.
Right.
With my extra trucks, I had a cousin. I got a few cousins in the county, and he wanted to do it, and then we talked about it, and I said, "Well, we'll do it this year." Because people's request, like I say, they've stopped my driveway and asked if I'd shoot dust control or why I don't shoot dust control. So I'm taking calls now. We're gonna shoot some dust control this year.
Why would somebody need dust control?
Dust?
What do you do? Is this like in front of a house?
Yeah.
Where,
Well, this would be in the county road, and what they would need to do, and they said that's great. So if you want dust control done, I will contact them and let them know that we're going to be working in front of your house. So that way, if they do any grading or anything, need anything done, they can do it. And probably should try to get some fresh rock. It would work better with that and to get it worked in. And then that's what I say dust control. Now on your driveway, parking lot, or whatever, I would suggest, or you can do a dust control, but you're probably gonna be better off with a chip and seal or an asphalt pavement.
got you. As far as the gravel road out in front of somebody's house, the county doesn't pay for that, correct?
No, the county does not pay for that. They have 500 square miles in Lewis
Right.
County take care. That's almost as many gravel road as thousands. I mean, what is the county of 6,000 people to most? So that's a lot of gravel roads on their budget. Now, I don't know if they still do it. They used to, if you bought the gravel, they hauled it or every other year on it. And you may check with them on that. And on the dust control, well, it's limestone. Well,
Right.
you crush limestone, it's going to create dust. And dust travels. People ask about 150 feet from the house that don't work. You probably should go 300 to 500 because wind carries dust.
Right. So you're saying 300 to 500
Yeah,
feet.
that's right. My recommendation because it's going to. If you just do it right in front of your house, that's not the dust that you're getting. You're getting the dust up from you when the wind blows.
Right. So you're saying that it works better though if the gravel road has fresh gravel.
Yeah, we got yeah, same thing with
Gotcha.
fresh gravel.
What's the cost on that? What
It runs a couple dollars a running foot to put it down.
couple dollars a run?
Yeah, and of course, it's kind of fluctuated up with the oil prices, but yeah, it runs probably about $2 a running foot to put it down. And then you also, I will tell you, I don't want to oversell it. We're dealing with Mother Nature, perhaps how long that will last. That all depends. But I will say, I think this one lasts longer. If you use a lytic in the tree sap, it'll dry out. But if you notice a rain will bring it back active. We get on your car, but it'll wash off. And custom, but we're dealing with Mother Nature. We're dealing with
Right.
Missouri clay and cheap limestone rock. So
you're saying maybe one application won't be sufficient for the entire year.
well,
Just depends on
it depends. It should, but sometimes it don't, and they actually need to be put down when there's moisture in the ground. Because if the ground's dry, all this dust control it's got a lot of water in it. The reason why is to penetrate down in and lock in instead of being on top because it wouldn't do no good. Well, if the ground is dry, it drinks it.
Right.
I mean, it's just like you and I. It's going to soak it up.
Well, let's talk a little asphalt. It seems like after a hard winter, your driveway gets cracked up and potholes, and so you can come in and fix the driveway.
Yeah, we do driveways and roads and that. And in the winter, it's a freeze and thaw effect again. Cracks in the streets or in your driveway, get salt in them, and then that's where pothole starts, and then it'll expand out. So we recommend to do seal the cracks and fill the potholes and keep it sealed because asphalt will dry out. The oxidation from the sun gets made with oils. What the sealer does is actually replenish the dried out asphalt. I mean, like saying back on the dust control, it varies on the Mother Nature. I mean,
Right.
if we put it down, we're going to put it down heavy enough and try to make it last. And it's not a chip and seal. It's not an asphalt. It is just a dust control, and it'll penetrate down, but it will lock in and stabilize it. It's got to be on a county gravel or lower, because you ain't got the traffic.
So if somebody does have what they think's a dust problem in front of their house, can they call you and you come out and
Yeah,
give them an estimate?
I'll come out. Yeah, I'll be glad to talk to them. Have them call me or send me an email or message, and I'll be glad to talk to them and see if we can figure out the best. Because there is different types of ways you could spend to solve the dust control.
Right.
But the quickest, and the most simplest ways people have done is just have it shot. Like say, if it's out in front of your house, I would just recommend probably just shoot the dust control.
What kind of asphalt are you using when you lay new roads?
The mix or chip
The mix.
mix. It's a binder mix, and then on top of that was a surface mix. So actually, it's laid in roads laid in 2 to 3 lifts, and driveways you can get by land with 1 lift if it's proper. A lot of that's in the base, and you want to make sure you're getting the proper thickness of asphalt. A lot of guys are coming in there selling you. It needs to be 2.5 inches after compressed, even on a driveway. A road probably 4, but and it's got to have a good base. And just because you say the base has been there for years, next don't crush it down, you get mud, dirt. That's not necessarily a good base. So you still need to excavate it out. I know a lot of people come to me. They have guys drive by with a driveway. They got a load of asphalt in a truck, and they're gonna do it. And I was like, well, if it was concrete, you wouldn't let them just pour it out. So your base needs to be good. Sometimes the base is good, but you need to really check it out.
Gotcha.
Then my recommendation because asphalt not cheap.
Yeah. No, I don't know nothing about asphalt except that it's all over my vehicle every summer. Is there a hot and a cold mix? Is there
Yeah, there's a
difference?
cold mix, and we do actually laser cold mix. I like cold mix better. It's made in a pug mill, not in a plant. It's just asphalt and all pug together at the quarry, put out in a pile. Well, the city streets of Union are actually cold mix chip and sealed over. Town used to be, but I think they got all hot mix in the last 20 years. Belle was cold mix, chip and sealed over, except for up around the page. Around at Kelly's Rock and Lime started that years ago. I like it. It's more flexible. Asphalt's made in a hot plant, 360 degrees with sand. Well, what's glass made out of? Sand. So it's brittle. That's where the cracks would come in. The cold mix, it's not made with sand. It's actually more flexible with that. But you got to chip and seal or seal over it. It will dry.
Gotcha.
And it's made with bigger rock. But if it comes to all that, any of that, somebody has any questions, they can give me a call at any pavement thing. I'd be glad to talk to them or, explain their options.
Yeah, gotcha. We'll drop your name and number there at the bottom of the screen, so they'll be able to call you.
Well, we already got jobs lined up. We're getting ready. Actually, they're going to probably start making hot mix in the next week or so. Middle of April, usually they do it. Turkey season out of Huntington and Kurtzville. Cold mix start pugging sometime between now and May. As far as chip and seals, we can go when they're planting corn. If it's 58-degree ground temperature, 58 degrees and rising, then you can lay asphalt. It's just the same as planting corn.
Yeah.
When you see the corn planters rolling, we're ready to go. And our availability is depending on what it is, but usually we can work. Now, the dust control, I am going to work that in. I told Jimmy the other day, I'm going to work that in and get people signed up in sections because I don't want to have to go up here north of Canton, do a job, then
Right.
drive to, say, over here to Rutledge, do a job, and then down to Knox City, do a job. We'll schedule them where we're in that area.
All right. Well, there you have it. Eric Miller, Miller Contracting, dust control, asphalt. We'll leave his name and number in the bottom of the screen. Give him a call. He'll give you an estimate.